Rutherford Issues with Bryan Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at WGNSradio.com.
Rutherford Issues is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Since 1936, MTE has provided light, comfort, and connection in our community. As your trusted energy advisor, MTE is always here to help you. Connect online at mte.com or download the MyMTE app. Well, heavier snow is in the western two-thirds of Rutherford County. It'll be making its way eastward toward Cannon County here in just a few. And it looks like we're going to kind of be in this, I would say, maybe a light to moderate snowfall throughout most of the afternoon. Several inches of snow is in the forecast. And boy, with Mother Nature, this is the same storm system, by the way, that brought those Santa Ana winds in to L.A. and is causing all the fire situation out there, kicked up the winds as it made its way into the United States. And it's the same storm that's giving us snow here. And, you know, you've got fire on one side and ice on the other. It's crazy. John Mitchell joins us, the executive director of the American Red Cross. And, John, you at the Red Cross have to be prepared and ready for whatever Mother Nature brings.
Yeah, the common thing that we're saying today is that we're pretty much staying in a continued state of response. You know, just as you just said today, of course, we're adhering to all the things that we need to be doing today. As a matter of fact, we have our blood donation center is closed today. It's normally open on Fridays, but we go by the same things. You know, we want everybody to use care with space heaters in their home. You know, bring their pets indoors and stay off the roads if all possible.
Yeah, just got a little bit of news from the city of Murfreesboro. They're closing City Hall at noon today, and the recreation facilities like Sportscom and Patterson Park, they're going to close those at 4:30 this afternoon. So that is some brand new information that's in. This is kind of a breaking news day in terms of weather and everybody closing things down. But I think if you've got to get out, be careful out there. And you mentioned those space heaters, and that is something that we have had a lot of news about here lately, John, is home fires. In fact, this week we had two fatalities in a house fire.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate. And that's why, we keep, mentioning that, because it's just so important to take that extra caution you can to make sure that, space heater, there's nothing around them. We know this time of the year, that's when the fire calls come in, and we have volunteers that respond when we get the call and go out. The firefighters are doing what they're doing, but we start kind of surrounding the family and seeing what their immediate needs are and help them out. So that's something that we do on a regular basis. And like you said, from one coast to the other, we have hundreds of Red Cross volunteers that are helping the Southern California residents. Sandy Hughes, who's one of our volunteers that operates at a high level in national responses, was on a plane yesterday, headed out there. So they'll be focusing on providing safe shelter, food, emotional support, and other services that the evacuees need. One thing I would like to share, if you talk to people, you find that you may know somebody in that territory, and if they need to look for, if they're struggling with uncertainty, looking for their home, they can call our disaster distress helpline at 1-800-985-5990. Once again, that's the multilingual disaster distress helpline for the Red Cross at 1-800-985-5990.
Good information there for people to know. And with John, the fires are one thing that happen, but fatal home fires, not being aware until it's too late, injuries and fires, those can be prevented with smoke alarms. And I know that that's something that on the preventative side, you at the Red Cross really try to help and get the word out. And gosh, you'll even install some smoke alarms in homes
for free. And we do that on a regular basis. We'll do that if somebody calls in to 1-800-RED CROSS or redcross.org. We'll go up to their house and do a Homes Made Safer inspection and install free smoke alarms at no cost. We actually have 3 events planned. March the 8th, we'll be doing what we call a Homes Made Safer smoke alarm install in the Black Fox community, the other side of town. March the 26th, we'll be doing one at Patterson Park Community Center area, working with First Baptist Church. And the 29th, we'll be doing it in the Allgood community up in the Cookeville area. So we like to do those group efforts, but once again, if anybody not only would like to have us come out and do this at your home, if you would like to give some time and concentrate on maybe being part of our Homes Made Safer team, we encourage you to do so, and that gives you a chance to be a volunteer. And with that, I would like to introduce our newest staff member, Nikki Festervan, has come on board as our volunteer engagement specialist. Nikki's not new to the community, as she talks a little bit about what she's done leading up to the Red Cross. I think a lot of people may know of Nikki from some of her activities, but without further ado, I'd like to introduce Nikki Festervan, our newest staff member at the Heart of Tennessee Red Cross.
Hello, all. Thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. It is great to have you. Now, John said that we may know you from the wanted posters at the post office, but I don't think that's true necessarily. I'm just kidding. So share a little bit about how you are here in this job and what came before.
I guess I've been in this area over 20 plus years. I'm originally from West Tennessee, moved here for school and stayed, just loved the town and the community. Met my husband at college here at MTSU. We currently have 3 kids. So we stay very busy. I have a senior this year and then a sophomore and a 6th grader.
Oh, wow.
So they're all very active. I have been a big part of the dance community here for a long time. I work for Spotlight Dance Studio. So I've worked with kids all my life. I also was able to join the junior league here, which really got me connected to the community as a young adult. I'm a sustainer now. And then I guess I've also been through just different community programs, but it was a time in my life I was looking to get really back involved with the community-wise, and this was just a great opportunity to kind of roll into.
Yeah.
So super excited to get started and to really work with our volunteers.
So you have had, I guess, past work experience that's really given you, I mean, you've kind of hit the spectrum on things out there. What drew you to the Red Cross and to kind of engage volunteers? Because that takes a special person with a special skill set. So kind of talk to me about that and what the Red Cross, what you knew about the Red Cross going in and its work.
Well, I think what drew me in really is just how much the Red Cross does, how involved they are, not only just with our community, but really worldwide. I feel like I only knew just a small portion of what they did. And just since starting, the scope of what they cover, it just amazes me. And I'm always looking for the way I can give back to the community or be a part of that. So that was kind of an opportunity I wanted to jump on. I recently started working for an organization as a volunteer called Dream Chasers. And so I've been on the opposite side, being the volunteer, which really opened my eyes of how I would want to be treated and how I would want to be engaged. So trying to take that side of it and bring it to the volunteers of the Red Cross.
Yeah. Being a volunteer, it helps to have been in those spots. And, it takes someone who is really passionate. So I would think as the engagement specialist, that's kind of what you do. You find out what that person is passionate about. If it's, helping people whose homes maybe burned down or things of that nature all across the Heart of Tennessee chapter area, then maybe they could be the first ones on call there to help when there is a situation like that. So that's kind of an interesting job that you have there.
It's great. I'm so impressed with the volunteers that I have been able to connect with already this early on, and everything that they do, not only for our chapter for Tennessee, but we have several that deploy all across the U.S. And I'm just amazed by how much they take on. The Red Cross would not be what it is today without our volunteers.
We have joining us today the executive director of the Heart of Tennessee chapter of the American Red Cross, John Mitchell, and the new volunteer engagement specialist, Nikki Festervand. And John, I'm sure you all kind of took your time and tried to work to find the exact right person here for the volunteer engagement specialist position.
Yeah, we're really excited to have Nikki. Our team has been growing. The last time I was on Rutherford Issues, I was able to introduce Kevin Powers. Since we do represent 16 counties, that gives us an opportunity to have representation on the north side of our chapter structure. And then Nikki, that was a much-needed position for somebody to really kind of work directly with the volunteers. As she said, just make sure that volunteer experience is it gets nurtured, because 90% of what we do is volunteer driven. So if these volunteers are giving of their time and their passion, we want to make sure their experience is great. And Nikki's already doing a great job, and we're excited to have her join our team. So I would like to challenge anyone out there to give Nikki an opportunity to recruit. Let her recruit you, let her engage you, let her mentor you, and come on board and do some of the great work the Red Cross is doing.
Nikki, so how long have you been on the job?
Since the week of Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow. So it is very brand new then to you here. So what would you say to someone who may be listening now that is thinking, I have a little more time, maybe they recently retired, looking to maybe give back in some way, in some form or fashion? What would you say to that person right now who might be listening, and how could they get in contact with you?
Yes. So they can reach out to our local chapter or myself directly. We can get contact information to them. But I think the most important thing to know for anyone looking to volunteer with us, that there is a wide range of opportunities, whether that's you're looking to volunteer, several hours a week or just 1 or 2 times a month, and just several different types of positions. From, donating blood, being a blood ambassador, or helping, like you said, with home fires, our Sound the Alarm event. There's so many different opportunities that I don't think people know about. I am sure there's one that we could find the right fit for them. And
so I'm assuming maybe just called the offices, maybe not today, since it's a little crazy out there, but when the weather clears up here, if they're interested in doing something like that here in 2025, they could give you a call at the offices?
Yes, absolutely. And we each month have an all-volunteer meeting that we do either in person, or you are welcome to join through Teams, which is another great opportunity to kind of just see what our chapter is doing. And so we have that next Tuesday, actually.
Okay.
So at 11 a.m. So they can stop by the chapter then if they want to get to meet everyone and just kind of see what we're all about.
Sounds great. Well, Nikki, good to meet you. And if we can ever do anything to help, you just be sure to let us know.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. John, thank you. Appreciate it. You're hiring a bang-up staff out there.
Well, I don't know if I could take credit. I'm just blessed that we've got a good staff that enjoys working with the great, community leaders that are with us. And I'll just remind everybody, it sounds like it's, pretty far off, but you can always call 1-800-RED-CROSS, which is 1-800-733-2767, or go to redcross.org. And if you make that communication about being interested in volunteering, that will get back to Nikki and myself and Jonathan and Kevin.
Sounds good. And
that resource, would love to see you.
Sure thing. Thanks, John.